Good evening, everyone, from Larry Knight Field in Sumrall. It's time for area high school baseball action as your Sumrall Bobcats entertain the Cougars from Columbia Academy. I'm Kelly Sander, along with producer, engineer, director Jeremy Thompson. On a perfect night for baseball, man, what a difference 24 hours makes. Last night, all of Lamar County under siege from the storms that came through early in the morning. And who would have thought that we're playing baseball here tonight? But just a few cotton candies overhead. But other than that, a beautiful night as Jose Morales takes his warm-up tosses tonight for the Sumrall Bobcats. He's on the mound. Let's take a look, first of all, at the Columbia Academy batting order. Hayes Carley leads it off and plays second base. He'll be followed by the center fielder, Robert Johnson. Holden Sandifer, the catcher, bats third for Coach Keith Stanley. Logan Buckley, playing right field, is the cleanup hitter. Jeffrey Pennington is batting fifth, playing left field. He'll be followed in the sixth hole by Jacob Reed, the third baseman. Rounding out the order for Columbia Academy is the first baseman, Will Arender, hitting seventh. Trevor Courtney, the shortstop, bats eighth. And Holton Herzog, the pitcher, will hit for himself in the 9 spot. So for CA, it's Carley, Johnson, Sandifer, Buckley, Pennington, Reed, Arender, Courtney, and Herzog, as Jose Morales, who's been one of the many stories that has emerged during this 2021 high school baseball season. He has been terrific in the pitching opportunities that he's had, and he gets the start tonight against CA. Defensively for Sumrall, the outfield left to right is pretty much the way it has been. Hayden Barrett in left, Hayes Rayner in center, and Cade Dito in right. And the infield is pretty much standard fare, with Levi Odom playing third, Marshall Phillips at shortstop, Ty Little at second, and Hayden Norhead at first. Ryan Little gets the catching duties tonight for Sumrall. So Hayes Carley digs in, and Morales will go from the stretch. And the first pitch is a drive to center field, being measured by Rayner, and he puts it away for out number one. So one pitch and one out.
Center field of Robert Johnson.
And certainly nothing personal to anyone, but we're hoping that we're not here for 4 hours tonight playing 14 innings worth of baseball like that nearly record setter the other night in Purvis. Karen Thompson already checking in on our text line at 601-310-7077. Morales again from the stretch, and the first pitch to Robert Johnson. The center fielder is outside, ball one. No wind to speak of. Again, to remind you, 325 down the line in left, 305 to right field. And the 1-0 pitch from Morales is swung on and fouled out of play to the right side. The sun field right now is just about everywhere in the outfield. And actually, it's even more intense for Little and Norhead, but Norhead will be in the clear here very shortly. The 1-1 pitch. Took something off of it and missed inside. 2-1 the count. Holden Sandifer, the Columbia Academy catcher, is on deck. Sumrall gets back to district play on Tuesday down in Aggie Land. Here's another drive towards center. Rayner again leisurely over to his left. He handles that one. 2 up and 2 down, and here comes Holden Sandifer. We'd like to hear from you as well, 601-310-7077. Karen Thompson was first to get in tonight. Christy Martin usually gets that honor. First pitch coming here is a check swing, and Holden Sandifer, the catcher, held off. Base is empty, 2 away here in the top of the first inning. Boy, the aroma of sausages and hamburgers gravitating its way up to us here in the box. There's a strike. 1-1 now is Jose Morales. Gets the start for the Rawlers tonight. Sumrall using an unusual color combination with the yellow tops and the white pants. Christy Martin has checked in now. Swung on, ground ball to second. Should be routine for Little. He gobbles it up and throws Sandifer out at first base. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for Columbia Academy. We'll be back with the Sumrall starting lineup, the batting order, in just a moment. You are watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Back at Larry Knight Field, let's go down the Sumrall batting order. The Bobcats are 18-2 coming into this one. Hayden Barrett leads it off playing left field. He'll be followed by Rayner. Marshall Phillips batting third, playing shortstop. Then Norred in the cleanup spot. Dito batting fifth. Ty Little batting sixth. Again, moving up from the bottom. He's one of the hottest hitters right now on this Sumrall team. Levi Odom batting seventh. And then Ryan Cole Broom gets the designated hitter spot tonight, hitting for Jose Morales. And then Ryan Little, the catcher for Sumrall, bats ninth. So it's Barrett, Rayner, Phillips, Norred, Dito, Little, Odom, Broom, and Ryan Little to face Holton Herzog, the lefty, for the Cougars. Not a very long trip, right down the 98 highway. And, of course, last night, the storms/tornado, whatever you want to call it, was right down there through the Columbia area. And the weather guys were talking about it being right over Columbia Academy. So we hope everybody in Marion County is okay. We hope everybody's okay, of course, but especially where those storms are involved. Bobcat Baseball webcasts are brought to you by Recommended Collision Repair in Purvis at the intersection of Old 11 and Highway 589. We hope that you never need your car to be repaired. It's been in an accident, but Recommended are the people to take it to. Casey Long's Alpha Insurance Agency. Casey Long, quite a baseball player himself back in the day, now in the insurance business, and he'd love to have your business at Alpha Insurance. Rainforest Car Wash. Don't forget Rainforest, with all of its different locations. You get a free car wash with any oil change. Don't forget that right here in pollen season. Rainforest Car Wash. ComSouth Business Communications, in the business of communicating with businesses and for businesses for about 50 years. Real South Hunting, and of course our title sponsor, Dandy Dan's, with 2 locations for you in Bellevue and in Sumrall, open early every day for that wide selection of different flavored coffees and different types of fuel to keep your vehicles of whatever kind up and running. So here we go with Hayden Barrett leading off in the bottom of the first inning. The lefty Herzog misses outside, ball 1. Barrett put the bat on the ball just about every time against Purvis the other night. Just couldn't find a hole anywhere. That one bounces to the plate, 2-0. With Hayes Rayner on deck, Sumrall getting ready to take on the Aggies of Forest County. That one bounces up there as well, 3-0 now. We'll be in Brooklyn on Tuesday, and then back here on Friday. Tuesday, Friday is the way it shapes up right now. The 3-0 pitch. High and outside, so Barrett gets a 4-pitch walk. And again, we say Tuesday and Friday because I'm not sure any games this week during a regular week have been played on the regularly scheduled days because of rain and thunderstorms and whatnot. The games have been moved around a lot. Throw over to first base and Barrett back in time. Here's Hayes Rayner now, hitting from the left side. Lefty versus lefty, this matchup. Shows bunt, and it is a strike called as Barrett races down to second base unabated. That's our word of the night, guys, unabated. All right, everybody in the press box, how do we spell that? Jacob, you don't know, do you? Okay. Well, we got a lot of honest guys in the press box tonight anyway. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball upstairs a little bit, 1-1. Keith Stanley, the head coach of Columbia Academy, he's assisted by Blake Pugh, who happens to be a well-versed and big fan of professional wrestling. There isn't any professional wrestling question that Blake Pugh doesn't know the answer to, as that bunt is fouled. The third baseman for Columbia Academy, Jacob Reed, will have to be aware here, but Rayner has 2 strikes on him. A ball and 2 strikes with Barrett at second base. Barrett going to third. That ball was actually behind Rayner, and Barrett steals third. So 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Rayner out on strikes. So 1 away. And here comes Marshall Phillips. First pitch is a shot into left field. There's a base hit. And Sumrall quickly on the board. First pitch swinging is Phillips and slaps a little looper to left for an RBI. And it's 1-0. Sumrall playing its 21st game of the year. And here's 12. Norad got the big hit against Purvis the other night that gave the Bobcats really the margin of victory. It took to the 14th inning to do it, but if you're a Bobcat fan, you'll wait as long as it takes. Got some people in the right field executive lounge tonight enjoying the game, and even the left field executive lounge has some spectators. Phillips back over to first base. Southern Miss has won 3 in a row now against UAB. They swept the doubleheader today, looking for the series sweep tomorrow. There's a strike to Norad, a ball and a strike. All of our scores brought to you by Java Mo's with their new location right across from Pearl River Community College on Old Highway 11. To get that cup of joe, you don't even have to get out of your car as that ball is fouled out of play to the right. What is it? You don't have to get out of your car to get that cup of joe. Just drive up at Java Mo's. Dito on deck. Sumrall leads at 1-0 early here. Runner going, and here's a shot into the gap in left center field. That's almost exactly where he hit it the other night against Purvis. Phillips is being held at third. A long, loud single for Norad. Advances Phillips to third. And here's Cade Dito now. I really think when you look at the athleticism of Cade Dito, I think it sometimes is underestimated and maybe a little underappreciated. The guy's real quiet, goes about his job, but works hard and plays wherever you want him to play. They're watching on the web tonight down in LaSalle Park in Metairie, Louisiana. The Nords, the Odoms, and the Rayners are watching. Glad to have you with us here on the webcast. I'll just bet they're playing some travel ball down there at LaSalle Park. Norad going. Here's a little dribbler foul wide of third, so Norad will have to go back. Norad's little brother, Hayes, well, let me take that back. His younger brother, I'm not I'm not sure that he's any smaller than Hayden Norad. And Hayden's a pretty big kid, but I think Hayes is probably going to be the biggest one in the batch. 0-2 pitch coming. Swung on. Here's a little lazy grounder toward right field at the last second. They come up throwing, but that'll be ruled a hit for Dito. Dito almost got thrown out at first base. I think he thought that was a seeing eye single. It is a single, but they made a play on him and he was safe. So that's an RBI. And on the play, Norad goes to second. And here's Ty Little. Yeah, and Andy Davis from his third base coaching box was saying, come on, Dito, what are you doing? Walking like you had a safe base hit. And, of course, in baseball, there's no such thing as anything safe at this level. But he's there. And so is that pitch. A ball and a strike now to Ty Little, who's hitting right-handed against the lefty Herzog. A World Series manager years ago for the Kansas City Royals and St. Louis Cardinals was Whitey Herzog, but there was no T in his last name like Holton Herzog. 2-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a chopper towards second. This could be 2. Over to second for 1. Throw to first is off the mark. Karam's off of the dugout. Otherwise, Norwood would have been able to score.
Third baseman, Levi Odom.
So it'll go as a fielder's choice. Dito is rung up at second. So there's 2 away. Runners at the corners. And here's Levi Odom. And per appearance and what is customary, Levi Odom makes that sign of the cross before he gets into the batter's box. There's a strike on the corner. Throw to second base. Not in time. So runners at second and third now. Or a base hit would plate 2. Swung on, that shot foul. Wide of third. Coach Andy Davis wearing the short sleeves down there at third tonight. So Steve Cooley over at first. And this is a baseball broadcast, right? But I have to go on record as saying I said earlier this week to Jeremy Thompson, our producer-engineer, that Hideki Matsuyama would win the Masters. And he has a 4-shot lead going into the final round. That's before even one drive had taken place. He will take a lead into tomorrow's final round. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count to Odom. Checked his swing as that ball bounced in there. 2-2 now. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sumrall leads 2-0. The 2-2 pitch just missed outside. Count goes full now at 3-2. So yes, Bobcat fans, we have runs on the board in the first inning. And the choir starts singing hallelujah. Swung on, there's a shot into left field. It was hit so hard that it'll only plate 1 run. Norwood comes in. But that's good to see Levi get back on track with a shot there. So Little advances to third. Odom with a run batted in. And Ryan Cole Broom, the righty, hitting against the lefty Herzog. Runner going. There's a strike at the plate. Ryan Cole Broom hitting 8th in the order. Should he reach, then Ryan Little would come to the plate. Swung on. Here's a little lazy fly ball to center field, and that ball is down for a hit. 1 run will score. Second runner being waved to the plate. The throw is off the mark. Odom is safe at the plate. And that'll be ruled a hit. So Little scores. Levi Odom scores. So Ryan Cole Broom with a 2 RBI single. And he advances to second base on the throw home. The 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. So the Bobcats have batted around here in the first inning. And lead it 5-0. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. So again, we'll be in Brooklyn on Tuesday, and then the Aggies come right back here on Friday night as district play continues. Check swing, but he went around for strike 2. And really at this point, it's kind of academic because the Bobcats have got the district championship pretty much locked down already. But a good chance to get players some reps. Here's a little floater out towards shortstop and dropped it short. And now here's a play at the plate and safe at the plate. Ryan Cole Broom kind of hesitated coming around third, challenging the shortstop, Trevor Courtney, who the ball was in his glove and then popped out. So that'll be an E6. Munn will come in to run, but Broom scored. Again, no RBI credited to Little because it was an error. Munn will run for Little. Let's check our text messages here. Raymond and Truvy McRaney are watching from the old hammock tonight. Oh, at a poolside, no less. Well, McRaney's aren't you guys hot stuff? Listening to the game from the pool. That pitch is high. They're in Hattiesburg tonight, and again with some very kind words thanking us for what we do. Miss Anita checked in. Anita Sumrall, our boss. She's watching from the left field executive lounge. There's a shot into left field. Barrett, who was walked last time, comes through with a hit there. Munn gets all the way to third.
Center fielder Hayes Rayner.
So, runners at the corners with 2 outs, and here's Hayes Rayner. Miss Anita, if you can hear us, give us a wave from there in left at the executive lounge. First pitch to Rayner's a strike, and they let the runner, Barrett, go to second on his own. Now we get the wave. There we go. On a little bit of a delay there. A ball and a strike. Herzog from the full windup. That one skips up there low. 2 balls and a strike. Sumrall has plated 6 here in the first inning. 6 runs on 6 hits. A little bit different than the other night. Swung on. Foul near the Sumrall dugout. Sumrall in the first base dugout. Judy and Huey Thompson are watching. They're in the 601 area code tonight. Glad to have them with us. There's catcher thought it was there, and quite honestly, I thought it was there too. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Are those Thompsons kin to you, Jeremy? And that ball is tapped foul, so still alive. The Dinos are watching in Pop Vegas tonight in Poplarville. So Gum Pond is vacant tonight. And there's ball 4. Rayner is on now. The bases are loaded. You've got Munn at third, Barrett at second, and now Rayner at first. Judy and Huey Thompson. Yeah. Jeremy says yes. All related. Whoa, that pitch got away. Runner streaking to the plate, and the catcher, he's underneath it. The catcher says he's got the ball, but Munn said, I slid underneath it. And so did the umpire. The umpire agrees with Munn. Runners advance. Well, check that. Barrett advanced, but Rayner is at first base. So runners at the corners, 2 away, and a 1-0 count to Marshall Phillips. Swung on, that's tapped foul. Boy, it'd be a good night for some crawfish and potatoes, wouldn't it? Some corn. Usually Jeremy Thompson has a meal and rubs my nose in it here. There's a base hit up the middle. That scores a run. Rayner rounds second on his way to third. He's there safely. So Phillips with another single and another RBI.
First baseman Hayden Barrett.
Again, Rayner advanced to third on the play. So I'm burning some ink today in the book as the lights come on here. Sumrall has plated 8 here in the first inning. There's a ground ball to third. Mishandled, then picked up and throws to first. And Norwood is out on a close 5-3 putout. So the Bobcats come up with 8 runs on 7 hits. There was an error and 1 man left on base. 8-0 Sumrall. Back for the second inning in a moment. This is Sumrall Bobcat Baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. Oh, Jose Morales goes back out on the mound. Boy, is that a nice gift when you're a pitcher that your teammates go out and get you 8 runs. And Morales has not pitched a lot this year, but every time he has pitched, he has been terrific. And that just speaks to the depth and the width and the plentiful Sumrall pitching staff. Again, those of you that know me know I've been around a long time. And I'm not sure that I've ever seen a high school team at any level that has this depth of pitching. And I'm not talking throwers, I'm talking pitchers. And it means everything. Here's Logan Buckley, the right fielder now. Righty versus lefty, the matchup here is sun beginning to go down just a little bit. Rayner still has to deal with it in center, but other than that, Morales will work from the set. And here's a drive to right field, but Cade Dito literally took 2 steps to his right to glove that one for out number 1. And you will say this about the Cougars, they're putting the bat on the ball. And here's Pennington now, the left fielder. And if you're Morales, too, you know you've got a solid, stable defense behind you. So why wouldn't you want to be a pitcher here? Nice change up there. Pennington was way ahead of it. Oh and 1. Morales' next pitch, swing and a miss. Well, the Detroit Tigers are up to their old things. Only in the 6th inning, they're down 9-0 against Cleveland. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So 2 up and 2 down. And that'll bring up Jacob Reed. Reed spelled R-E-I-D. And you have to wonder if this trend continues, if Andy Davis will let some other pitchers get some work, other guys that you're expecting maybe that are in the Sumrall fold that will be coming up the next year or two, if they might be able to get some cuts in here. Sumrall leading 8-0. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd inning against Columbia Academy. The 0-1 pitch took something off of it, and that's there. Beautiful pitch by Jose Morales. And Morales, you know, if this was pro baseball too, Morales would be one of those guys that other teams would call and say, hey, we want to trade for Morales, right? I mean, he's not getting a lot of work, and there he strikes him out. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, and the Cougars go up and down, a 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's the Bobcats 8, the Cougars nothing. Back in a moment. Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Glad that you're with us on this beautiful Saturday night. Boy, it was rough last night, wasn't it? You talk about a fireworks display with all the lightning around the area and loud thunderclaps. One of my dogs at the house doesn't like storms to begin with, but the other one, who's normally unflappable, that dog was even scared at the storms coming through last night. So in the 2nd inning, it'll be Dito, Ty Little, and Levi Odom. Throw down to second base, and we're ready to go.
Lead off the bottom of the 2nd for the Bobcats. Right fielder, Cade Dito.
Want to thank our friends at Rainforest Car Wash for their support of Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. And again, don't forget, every time you get an oil change there, you get a free car wash. So why not take advantage of that deal that is offered to you every day? Rainforest Car Wash. Thank you for your support. They're opening 2 new locations on the coast. That pitch is up a little bit to Dito, ball 1. Cade singled and was forced out at second base as a base runner. He did have an RBI on the play. 2 balls and no strikes now, with Ty Little on deck. No wind to speak of, but a very pleasant night in the Rawl. Swung on, there's a chopper to third. Should be routine. Throw to first is mishandled. 5 or 3. E3. Dito is not credited with a hit. The first baseman is charged with an error. And here's Ty Little, who will switch again and hit right-handed against the left-handed pitcher, Holton Herzog. There's a foul at the plate. Columbia Academy has generated some pretty good players the last 3 or 4 years. The Havard brothers, Cameron and Drew Havard, were really good players. Slade Wilkes, who's now starting at Southern Miss as a freshman, he played at Columbia Academy. So the Cougars have had some pretty good teams the last 3 or 4 years. That just tells you this Sumrall team is a good team. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, chopper to third. This one should be routine, and it is. But Little, I don't know why Cade Dito was thinking that he was out at second base, and he came off the bag, headed toward the dugout.
Third baseman, Levi Odom.
So 1 out with a runner at second, and here's Levi Odom, who singled, tallying a run batted in, and he wound up scoring later on in that 8-run first inning for Sumrall. That pitch is high and outside, ball 1. I just want to thank a lot of you who will send text messages saying that you really enjoy our work and the effort that we put in. Really, Jeremy Thompson's the guy that makes it really work, because it doesn't matter what I would say if you couldn't see the pictures, right? That pitch is 2-0. But it's very nice of you, the kind words that all of you have. And that 14-inning marathon the other night, got a funny story about that in a minute. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on. Here's a drive to center field. That ball is well hit. That ball back toward the center field fence, and it's caught. Odom is retired. He hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark. Dito tags and goes to third. Had thoughts of coming home, but was held at the last minute. So runner at third, 2 outs. That's about as far as you can hit it without knocking it out. And here's Ryan Cole Broom, who had a single and 2 RBIs. Bobcats have used several different guys as DHs this year. And that just tells you about the depth on the bench as well. Not just pitchers, but you got some hitters. Broom. There's a strike on the corner, 1-1, making the most of his opportunity. Long has had some big hits in situations. Jaron Gore as well, and the list just goes on and on. Andrew Knight's been used in that position. G2, Robbins has been used as a DH. 2-1 the count here to Ryan Cole Broom with a runner at third and 2 outs. Tapped foul at the plate, and the count goes full. Should he reach, then the catcher, Ryan Little, would come up to bat as the Cats bat in the bottom of the second inning. Holton Herzog, much better inning for him this second rather than the opening inning. Count goes full now at 3-2. Herzog's payoff pitch swung on, and that's lifted out of play to the right side. So Broom, defending with a 3-2 count, is able to stay alive. They play him right straight away here with no wind. 3-2 pitch outside, ball 4. So Broom is on.
Catcher, Ryan Little.
Runners at the corners now, 2 outs. And here's Ryan Little walking to the plate. with the velvet tones of Sean Kingston. Now, you guys should be proud that I know who Sean Kingston. It is Sean Kingston, right? That pitch gets away from the catcher, and Broom moves his way down to second base. So runners at second and third now. Runners will be moving on contact with 2 away. There's a strike. A ball and a strike now to the right-handed hitting Ryan Little. Should he reach, the Bobcats will go back to the top of the order. That's short. 2 balls and a strike. Hayden Barrett waiting on deck. He's been on twice and has scored twice tonight. The 2-1 offering. That's high, 3-1. And you would think, should Little reach, that Munn would be enlisted for base running help again. Here's the 3-1. That's low, ball 4.
Left fielder, Hayden Barrett.
So Little has been on twice, once via the error and one by the walk. And the bases are loaded here now. And they go to, as Munn does check in, and Hayden Barrett comes to the plate with the bases packed full of Bobcats. The Cougars have had activity in the bullpen, but there's 2 outs here, and Coach Keith Stanley may want Herzog to try to get out of this and then give way to another pitcher perhaps next inning, and that, for now, looks like the way they're going to go. Now, this is Harry Connick Jr., isn't it? Nope. Okay, here we go. Hayden Barrett's first pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Again, he's walked and singled. But Barrett, almost every time he gets on base, he winds up scoring. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, here's a shot right to the shortstop. He lined it right to Trevor Courtney, who was there to put a glove on it. So for the Bobcats, no runs on no hits. There was 1 error and 3 men left on base. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. It's the Bobcats 8, the Cougars nothing. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Jose Morales continues to throw his warm-up pitches as they await the arrival of Ryan Little. Walker Long came in to get that pitcher warmed up. And the Bobcats will go with Arender, Courtney, and Herzog, hitters 7, 8, and 9. Here in the 3rd, we're scheduled for 7 tonight. Here in the Raw. Nothing like ball in the Raw, y'all. And here is Arender, the first baseman.
Leading off the top of the 3rd for Columbia Academy, first baseman Will Arender.
The sun not a factor for anybody now. The wind has never been a problem. Not tonight, very calm. Again, a little different than last night, wasn't it? First pitch from Morales is a ground ball towards short. Phillips gobbles it up, throws across the diamond for out number 1. Phillips was not in a big hurry to get to that ball. He has a terrific arm, but he wanted to make sure he measured it just right and then made the good throw. Here's the shortstop, Trevor Courtney, who robbed Hayden Barrett of a base hit. In the top half of the 2nd. Morales continues to work from the stretch even with the bases empty. Shows bunt and pops it right back here in the screen and almost got public address announcer Mike Peterson. And Courtney had the bat head pointed downward, which pops that ball up. Ideally, you want to have that bat head on a bunt pointed upwards. Took something off of it, and that's inside, 1-1. Morales with an unflappable persona. Nothing bothers him too much at all. He has just been sensational this year. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a little pop. Shallow left field. Phillips will retreat. He's waiting on it and puts it away for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. Splinter's cooking tonight. He's cooking some jambalaya while in the swing and watching the Cats. Melby checking in tonight. Melby as usual. Man, I need to get invited to one of those parties down there. They know how to do it in Melby. First pitch is outside, ball 1 to Holton Herzog. The pitcher batting for himself. Splinter, you got to save some of that jambalaya for me. I can smell it from here, and it smells good. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a pitch that's up 2-0. If Herzog gets on, they go back to the top of the order, and Hayes Carley. So far, Morales has faced the minimum. Up and down, 1, 2, 3 in the first and the second. He's got a couple strikeouts to his credit tonight. The 2-0 pitch. That's 3-0. Columbia Academy, the Cougars, and the Bobcats of Sumrall on our Facebook page tonight. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Strike on the corner. And again, when the count goes 3-0, umpires will generally open it up just a little. To make the batters try to, hit their way on. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 on the inner half of the plate. So Morales has worked himself back into business here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Columbia Academy batting in the top of the third. Sumrall leading 8-0. The payoff pitch swung on and fouled out of play. Any foul ball that gets over to Miss Shirley's yard tonight is probably going to be wet. There's a ton of rain, and the paparazzi and the lights flashing last night during the storm. It was brutal. 3-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a little slow roller. Odom will cut it off. Throw across his body, and he beat it out. It's an infield hit for Herzog. And it wasn't that it was played poorly by the Sumrall defense. It was just so slow rolling. And remember, Herzog, as a left-handed hitter, is already 2 steps ahead of the game out of the batter's box because he hits from the left side. So a 2-out single, and they go back to the top of the order, and Hayes Carley, who flew to Hayes Rayner his first at bat. Morales with a perfect pitch on the inner half of the plate, 0-1. And Morales is not going to be like a Marshall Phillips or a Nord where he's just going to go in there, or an Andrew Knight, and just blow it past you. He is a crafty right-hander. Left-handers are normally known as crafty, but he's crafty, and again, he's not going to blow it past you, but has tremendous control, will work it in and out, up and down. The 0-1 pitch, inner half of the plate again, but missed high, 1-1. Should Carley reach, then Robert Johnson, the center fielder, would bat, as the Cougars continue to try to get runs here in the third. That's too high. 2-1 now. This is the only even slight trouble that Morales has had. Two 2-1 pitch. Checks the runner, and here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Beautiful. Fastball challenged him. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on, and that ball is into right field, a base hit. Rounding second on the way to third. And Odom made the tag, but it was on Herzog's foot. His hand was already on the bag. So Carly with a single. Moves Herzog running for himself over to third. So they've got runners on the corners now. 2 away. And here's Robert Johnson. So Morales got the first 2 guys in this inning. One on a shortstop ground ball and one on a pop to Marshall Phillips. But Herzog with an infield single, and then Carly with a single to right. They've got runners on the corners with 2 away, and now Little wants to go out and call the first and third. Sumrall leading 8-0, 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors. 0-2-2 for the Cougars. Throw over to first. So Morales behind in this count, 1-0. Gets back to work. There's position A right at the knees. That pitch was perfect. Saturday night in Lamar County doesn't get much better. The 1-1 pitch. Got a piece of it and was able to tap it foul. 1-2 now with Holden Sandifer in the on-deck circle. He's the Columbia Academy catcher. Holden spelled Holdyn. Morales gets the sign from Little. Hasn't paid a lot of attention to the runner at first. Took something off of it and missed inside. 2-2. And when the count is 1-2, Morales can afford to try to get him to swing at one, maybe out of the zone. But now 2-2, he'll have to refocus. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on. There's a drive, but foul. Family sitting over there to their left and on their truck tailgate, kind of looking over the fence there. They almost were victimized by that soft liner. Still 2-2. The pitch by Morales. Swung on. Here's a grounder towards second. Phillips went to backhand it, but it got underneath his glove. Hitter in error. We'll see. So they'll give the Cougars a hit there.
Catcher, Holden Sandifer.
Runners on first and second. And Sandifer, who grounded to second his first time up, comes up to bat and takes strike one. We had a record number of viewers in that marathon the other night against Purvis. 14 innings. Coach Davis's mom and dad are watching again tonight. Coach Davis's mom had back surgery yesterday, and this game is good rehabilitation. Well, we are so glad that we can at least help you get through a couple hours anyway. As we continue to check our text line. I did mention that I was going to tell the funny story about what happened on Thursday night, but now I can't remember what it was. My train of thought has been derailed. Swung on, and this one is lifted out of play. Oh, I remember the story. I was on my way home, and my sister happened to call me, and she said, "Are you not feeling well?" I said, "No, I feel fine." "Why?" And she said, "Your voice sounds terrible." And I said, "Well, I just got done talking for 4 straight hours in a 14-inning ball game. But, man, was that one for the ages or what?" No balls and 2 strikes to Holden Sandifer. He's hitting third in the order for Coach Keith Stanley. We mentioned assistant coach Blake Pugh a big wrestling fan. Among his favorites, the Nature Boy Ric Flair and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. The 0-2 pitch. He got him on strikes, but they'll throw to first to finish it up. And that retires the side. But the Cougars come up with 1 run on 3 hits. And 2 men left on base. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd here in Sumrall. It's the Bobcats 3. The Cougars 1. Check that. The Bobcats 8. And the Cougars 1. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Sumrall Bobcat Baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. Roman Lawrence, the right-hander, is on to pitch for the Cougars here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And he will face hitters 2, 3, and 4, Rayner, Phillips, and Norred. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, among them Stacy Clark, State Farm Insurance Agent in Prentice, Mississippi. Find out how you can maximize your premium dollars by bundling your homeowners and auto insurance. You can get the multi-car discount as well. Stacy Clark, a big Bobcat fan, as 2 of her boys came through the Sumrall program. Stacy Clark, your State Farm Insurance Agent in Prentice. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Also, Real South Hunting, we thank them for their financial support of making all this fancy equipment, which doesn't come cheap, I'll tell you that. And it's because those businesses have been so generous that our webcasts are possible. We hope that you'll patronize our sponsors if you ever have need of their goods and services. And even if you're not, if you know who runs one of those businesses, you might just want to give them a big attaboy or a thank you. Because without them, there is no us. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Glad that you're with us tonight in northwest Lamar County. I'm beginning to think it's a storm central, this part of the county. And the field, considering that storm last night, is in terrific shape, which you probably can't see from our picture. Well, the center field camera for sure, but is that Coach Davis, if you go a little bit down the left field line, you'll see a lot of standing water, which the outfield is crowned a little bit so that the water will run off. First pitch to Rayner is outside, ball 1 from Roman Lawrence. Rayner struck out and walked. That's upstairs 2-0. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the 3rd. Got some of the guys out of the Bobcat dugout just loosening a little bit. That missed. 3-0. You've got Andrew Knight and Sibley both loosening, but of course they both worked the other night against Purvis, so you won't see them as pitchers. Here's the 3-0. That's low and inside, so Rayner is aboard, and here's Phillips now. He's got 2 singles tonight. A run scored and an RBI. Bobcats batting in the bottom of the 3rd. Runner on first, nobody out. That skips up there, throw to second base, off the mark and late. So Rayner in a non-force situation there. And Phillips with a 1-0 count. Righty versus righty, this matchup. Completely under the influence of the lights now here. 1-0 pitch, that one's out of play. A ball and a strike. Java Mo's one of our sponsors. We thank them as well. Boy, that business was made for the coronavirus. Never have to get out of your car, right? The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. There's a little dribbler wide of third. Coach Davis handles that one himself. You wouldn't expect him to miss a play like that. A ball and 2 strikes. Is Roman Lawrence on in relief of Holton Herzog for CA. The 1-2 pitch coming to the plate. That's outside, 2-2. The Columbia Academy football team coached by former Southern Miss coach Randy Butler. He handles the football duties there. The 2-2 pitch. It bounces up there, 3-2. Throw to third. And actually, Rayner overslid it just a little bit, but made sure that he kept his left hand on the bag. So he's there at third with no outs where a sacrifice fly could get him home. The 3-2 pitch to Phillips. Ball 4, and Phillips
First baseman Hayden Barrett.
saunters down to first base. Saunter is another word, guys. Don't know that one either, Jake? Well, you're learning vocabulary tonight, right? All right, here's Hayden Norrid. He has singled and scored and grounded to third. But that single was a kind of a gapper to left center. It was a long single. That pitch is outside, and going to second base without an attempt is Phillips. So runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Swing and a miss. Challenged Nord with the heater there and got it past him. A ball and a strike. Nobody out. A very calm Saturday night here in Sumrall. That's too high, 2-1. I like this color combo for Sumrall. This is, haven't worn the yellows, I don't think, this year. Here's the 2-1. Check swing, kind of a, it went through the zone though. Two balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on. This is right off the fist, a slow roller. Should be a routine out at first. It is, but Norrid will get credit for the Rayner run that comes across.
Right fielder K.
And on the play, Phillips advances to third. Norrid out on the 1-3 put out. So 1 away, runner at third, and here's Dito, who has walked and reached on an error. 9-1 now, Rawcats ahead. The first pitch to Dito is outside. 1-0. Dito, we talk about the Sumrall team not being very big. A lot of people say it's physically not a very big team, but really when you look at it, Norrid is a big kid. K. Dito has shot way up there, swung on, that's fouled out of play. Marshall Phillips may not be as tall as some of those guys, but he's really thick and strong. And in case you haven't noticed, Andrew Knight is, well, a knight. So he's going to be 8'12". There's a strike, 1-2. No, wait a minute, 8'12" would make you 9 feet. Sorry about that. Even Jacob was going, wait a minute, 8'12". 1-2 pitch to Dito. Breaking ball, shot right back up the middle. About took the head off of Lawrence. And that's an RBI single. Dito is there with 1 away. He ripped that ball, and there is always money up the middle. There is always money up the middle. And Ty Little, who batted right-handed against the left-handed throwing Holton Herzog, will now turn around and hit left-handed against the righty Roman Lawrence. So runner on first, 1 away, and Sumrall double-digit runs now with 10. Where were some of these the other night in the 6th or 7th inning? But all's well that ends well. First pitch to Little, and that hit him, and hit Little with a look of disgust on his face as he got hit there. Because every guy wants to hit. You certainly understand that. And here's Levi Odom now, with runners on first and second and one away. Odom hitting seventh in the order, playing third. Singled with an RBI and a run scored in the first, and then flew to center last inning. And here he is in the third again. That's outside, ball one. Columbia Academy and Sumrall, one of the few games even being played today after that monsoon last night, the 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. And Odom knew it. Sumrall in control of this one, have been from the get-go or the onset. The 1-1 pitch now. Strike two at the knees. So Odom behind in the count now, 1-2. He'll have to protect a little better now. Runners will have to go on a ground ball. They're in a force situation. Well, here's a little looper into right field for a base hit. The runners alertly kind of held their positions to see if that ball was going to be caught. So they really didn't have any choice, and a terrific throw from the right fielder. Logan Buckley was right on the button. So the bases are juiced here. For Ryan Cole Broom, who has singled with a couple of RBIs, and he's walked. Either one of those would put another run on the board here for Sumrall in the bottom of the third, leading 10-1. And now Roman Lawrence will go from the full windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on, there's a drive toward left field. That ball is caught on the run, and runners will have to hold their position. And Andy Davis is pointing to himself like that was his bad. He thought it was going to be down, and honestly, I did too. But a great play by the left fielder, Jeffrey Pennington. And because Andy Davis thought it was down, Dito took off, of course, then had to retreat, and then did not have time to tag up and score. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and here's Ryan Little. Strike one. Well hit, though, by Ryan Cole Broom. Again, making the most of his opportunities. Runners will be moving now as the carousel turns. Swing and a miss. Ryan Little, should he get on, Bobcats would go back to the top of the order again. Here's the 0-2. And that hit him. He was in the box. And that'll score a run. And that's the easiest RBI
Left fielder Hayden Barrett
that Ryan Little has ever garnered. Everybody else moves up.
Courtesy runner at first base is number 6, Liam Munn.
So Munn will run for the catcher, Little. You've got Ty Little at third, Levi Odom at second, and a strike to Hayden Barrett, who lined out to shortstop last time with the bases loaded. He had a chance to really crack this thing open. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a drive to right field. That ball's down and in the corner. This could clean off the bases. 2 runs are in. Munn being waved around. Going into third is Barrett. It is a 3-run triple for Hayden Barrett with 2 outs in the third, and it's 14-1 Sumrall.
Center fielder Hayes Rainer.
How about that? And the Bobcats run the bases so doggone well. They're fast, they're quick, and they're smart, and that is a bad combination for the opponents. So 3 RBIs for Pug, or Tweeter, or whatever you want to call him. Rayner comes to the plate again. He started off the inning with a walk and wound up scoring. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's there. Strike two. So runner at third with 2 outs. Marshall Phillips waiting to bat again. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and out of play, left side. Another Miss Shirley souvenir. As you see on your picture now, exactly the view I'm getting. Well, that's your center field camera now. That's okay. But that one behind home plate that you see in the inset down there in the corner is exactly what I'm looking at. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, got a piece of it, but foul. We'll be in Aggie land on Tuesday in South Forest County, where those storms last night were kind of making their way down that way, weren't they? In Brooklyn. And then the Aggies will come back here on Friday. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on. This one is lifted to left field. Should be caught. Pennington is there to make the grab. And that retires the side. But the Bobcats come up with 6 more runs on 3 hits.
For Sumrall on the bottom of the third, 6 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left. After 3
1 man left. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It's the Bobcats 14, the Cougars 1. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. As the disco Star Wars theme plays in the speakers here at Larry Knight Field, we got some defensive changes for you for Sumrall. Bryson Smith comes into play third base. Phillips will stay at short. Williamson comes into play second base. And Andrew Knight playing first base. Then in the outfield, Liam Munn is playing left. Rayner stays in center. And Cross Sibley comes in to play right field. So a lot of changes there, as you would expect, with a big lead here, and Andy Davis wanting his guys to get all the guys to get as many reps as they can, because that'll be important come playoff time. And here's Logan Buckley now. He flew to right field his first time up. Sibley trying to stretch out in right field, trying to make sure that all the cylinders are well oiled, ready to get going here. And again, Morales works from the stretch as we go to the top of the 4th inning. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Recommended Auto Repair. We thank them for their sponsorship of Sumrall Bobcat Baseball on the web, as well as the Alpha Insurance Agency of Casey Long. 1-0 pitch. Well, Casey Long himself was a pretty doggone baseball player back in the day. That pitch is inside. Of course, back in the day for him is a little bit different than for me when I say back in the day. 2-0 pitch from Morales. There's a strike. Rainforest Car Wash with those new locations opening on the coast. And you get that free car wash with an oil change. 2-1 pitch. Swung on. Popped it up into the infield. Bryson Smith and Marshall Phillips. It'll be Phillips that puts it away. And alertly, that ball kind of came down and hit Phillips on the fat part of his glove, and he alertly put his hand in there to make sure that he kept control of it.
Pitcher, Roman Lawrence.
So 1 out. And here's Roman Lawrence now. Lawrence hitting in Pennington's spot originally. Righty versus righty, and Morales pitches that one outside, ball one. The MHSAA has limited the number of games that high schools can play this year because of the COVID situation. Prior to playoffs, of course, there's a swing and a miss. And there is some thought that Sumrall may have to scratch a game or two that was originally scheduled because of the number of games they played in the Adidas tournament. There's a strike. 1-2 now. Looks like all the games are going to be, looks like they're going to be A-OK. And that Poplarville game that still is kind of hanging out there, it really won't mean anything for Sumrall as it turns out, but it might mean a lot for Poplarville. 1-2 pitch, swung on, little golf shot right to Marshall Phillips. Soft contact line out. 2 away, and here comes Jacob Reed, the third baseman. Base is empty, 2 outs here in the fourth. Sumrall with a Saturday stroll compared to that record-breaking marathon against the Tornadoes Thursday night as Morales gets ahead in the count there 0-1. And I know so much was made of the 14 innings, but it was a great baseball game. That's high, 1-1. I like those type of games when it might come down to a bunt or a suicide squeeze or a tag up, something like that. 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. And the Bobcats just simply outlasted the Tornadoes. They waiting, and they got the chance in the 14th inning. They didn't just score 1, they scored 3. The 1-2 pitch from Morales swung on. This is a little soft pop. Knight takes control of it and puts it away for out number 3. So they go in order. Morales settles down in the fourth and returns them to the dugout in order. Up and down, 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning here in Sumrall. It's the Bobcats 14, the Cougars 1. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's. Sumrall Baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. A salute to Real South Hunting and ComSouth Business Communications on the Highway 42 bypass. On your way to Petal, in the business of communicating with businesses and for businesses for about 50 years. Thank you to ComSouth for your continued support of Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. Now, Andy Davis talking with the umpires over here. You can see him down there in the right-hand corner on your bigger screen, and he's got that lineup card out, and he's going to let a lot of guys get in the game here in the bottom of the fourth. And it looks like Walker Long
Lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Bobcats. Number 34, Walker Long.
Here is Long, batting in Phillips' spot. And he'll be followed by Andrew Knight. So I would normally go through the order for you, but I think that's all going to change as things go on here. First pitch is inside to Walker Long. Again, Long, the catcher, but has taken advantage of his pinch hitting opportunities. He's done a terrific job. Pull hitter, generally. That pitch is outside now, 2-0. And again, it's in his DNA. I mean, every one of these Sumrall players, just terrific players. That's outside 3-0. Still pitching is Roman Lawrence. 3-0 pitch. That one's there. So 3-1. Bases empty. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the fourth. They got 8 in the first, 6 in the third. Fouled into the screen. And it's kind of tough, too, for guys to come off the bench and, you know, that everybody's got a role. But when you get that call, it's tough to kind of get focused. Fouled again. Long is getting his cuts here. You can tell by the way that he's transferring the weight that he's making the most, swinging it hard here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The leadoff hitter for Sumrall here in the bottom of the fourth. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. Nice job by Walker Long. It's what you call a good at bat. And he's going to be lifted. He'll probably come in to catch. And here's Andrew Knight. Cohen Keller is running at first base for Long. And here's Andrew Knight now. First pitch to him. Swung on. There's a shot into left field. That's down for a base hit. So the Bobcats will go station to station here. And here comes Cross Sibley.
Batters number 25, Cross Sibley.
Okay, guys, what's the official title of that song? Don't look. Don't look. It's not the Darth Vader theme. What's the official name? You're not supposed to look, Jeremy. There's a strike on the corner. That's called the Imperial Death March, written by John Williams, who has won more Academy Awards than any other living person. How's that for trivia? Here's the 0-1. It's outside 1-1. Of course, John Williams wrote music to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, all of the Star Wars movies, all of the Indiana Jones, E.T. I mean, the list goes on and on. Sibley swinging a miss there. He's behind in the count now, 1-2. Keller at second. Knight at first. Knight with a humongous lead at first base. Swung on. Here's a fly ball to left field. Being measured and caught out there for out number 1. So Sibley's out. Normally, you'd say other Knights with a big lead, like Larry or Steve's William Carey basketball team. Here's Williamson now. First pitch, that's another high fly ball to left field. And another out. Bryson Smith now. Bryson, the place kicker on the football team, with runners on first and second with 2 outs. First pitch to Bryson Smith is a strike. Bryson Smith, a terrific athlete, always just a real nice kid too. Always has a smile on his face. Always comes up and shakes my hand. So he's obviously been taught to respect really elders. There's a hot shot to short. Only play is at first, and he's out. Good play at shortstop. But Smith is out. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We've completed 4 here in Lamar County tonight. It's Sumrall 14 and Columbia Academy 1. 10-run rule is in effect. We'll see how it goes after this timeout. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball powered by Dandy Dan's. Marshall Phillips coming on to pitch. So let's see if the defensive changes are any different this inning. It is Brandon Harrison goes to center field. So again, Brandon Harrison in center. Keaton Malden goes into right field. He's a young left-hander that they're counting on. He's a pitcher primarily.
Playing right field for the Bobcats, Keaton Malden.
His dad, Kevin Malden, longtime trainer at Oak Grove High School, but Keaton, a really good kid.
Marshall Phillips.
And Landon Holloman goes to shortstop. Again, Bryson Smith at third, Landon Holloman at short, Jackson Williamson at second, and Andrew Knight at first. That's your defensive set now. The outfield has Munn in left, Harrison in center, and Malden in right. Phillips and Little, Ryan Little, are your battery here. As we go to the top of the 5th inning, and it'll be Arender leading it off, and then Trevor Courtney, the shortstop, behind him. 10-run rule in effect here if the Bobcats can hold the Cougars at bay, and then they'll take tomorrow off before getting ready for the Aggies on Tuesday night down in Brooklyn. So here we go.
Leading off the top of the 5th for Columbia Academy, number 20, Will Arender.
Arender playing first base tonight. And you can expect Marshall Phillips just to rear back and throw strikes, and that one is right there. No need really to throw anything else until a team shows an aptitude to hit the fastball or one pitch is outside. And again, growing up in the youth leagues, Marshall's arm has never been in doubt as far as the strength of it. It's just been the accuracy. Foul tip at the plate there, 1-1, or 1-2 now rather. So if Marshall can work that out, and he certainly understands he's got a great defense behind him. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, there's a little tapper right out in front of the plate. Phillips will have to make the play. The throw inside for out number 1. So 1 away. And here's Trevor Courtney now, who in his only other at bat popped up to shortstop. Sumrall looking for its 19th win of the year. And here is Courtney. Righty versus righty, the matchup. Swung on, fouled into the screen. If I'm not mistaken, after the 2-game series with the Aggies, the Bobcats are scheduled to go to Jones County to play the West Jones Mustangs. One of the best, which would have been a team that they could have potentially faced in the Adidas tournament earlier this year. It didn't happen, but it could have happened. So they will, as it stands now, get to play next Saturday up at West Jones. A ball, a strike, and an out. That's outside, 2-1. 14 runs, 11 hits for Sumrall. 1 run, 3 hits, but 2 errors for CA. That pitch is high, 3-1 now. Phillips works very quickly. And again, you'd expect with throwing mostly fastballs. There's a fastball and a strike. Trey Sutton coaches that West Jones team. Trey Sutton, former Southern Miss standout. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away. Courtney battling here. Battling Phillips in the eighth batting position. Holton Herzog, who was the starting pitcher, he's on deck. 3-2 pitch, swung on and fouled again. And again, all Phillips has been doing is challenging him with the heat. But with the 3-2 count, you're almost afraid to throw anything other than a fastball, and that's a fastball high. So runner on first, and here is Herzog.
Batters number 10, Holton Herzog.
Herzog, the left-handed starting pitcher, goes into the batter's box left-handed. Harrison playing him straight away in center field. Phillips was going from the windup, now from the stretch, and there's a strike on the inner half of the plate. Real important, you tell young pitchers that those first 2 pitches are the most important ones. You get ahead of the hitter. Then if you've got a funny one with a wrinkle and one that might not even be a strike, they might have to chase it just to protect. 0-1 pitch, strike 2. He wanted to swing at that one, but just held off. The Cougars go back to the top of the order with Hayes Carley on deck. The 0-2 pitch from Phillips. High and away. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You get ahead and you throw one up like that and hope that the guy will go up the ladder and try to hit it. The 1-2 pitch. Low. 2-2. Now, you don't want to get in a situation where you work the hitter back into the count either. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Not sure where our webcast will be on Tuesday, but rest assured it'll either be on the Facebook page or on YouTube. 2-2 pitch. Foul ball. Southern Miss looking for a sweep over UAB, but Louisiana Tech continues to win. Charlotte on the other side of the division, and Old Dominion, both looking like pretty good baseball teams when it might be a little bit of a surprise how good they've been so far. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So 2 away.
Batters number 7, Hayes Carley.
And this will bring up Hayes Carley now, who has flown to center and singled. Phillips had second base stolen on him, didn't even check the runner. And Courtney just took off. But really, that run is moot. They've got to come up with 4 more just to keep this going. 1-0 pitch. That's outside, 2-0. Old Dominion leads the country in home runs. Very impressive until you find out that they're playing on a 250-foot field. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled into the screen. Boy, you had power against power there. Carley knew that Phillips was going to load up the fastball and just couldn't hit it. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs, runner on second base. Columbia Academy playing for its life here for this game to go on after the 5th. Swing and a miss. Again, Phillips challenged him. 2-2 now. Bobcats 1 pitch away from notching their 19th win of the year. Swung on. Here's a sweeping grounder to short. Holloman's got it. Throw to first, and that's the ball game.
Ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Final score, Sumrall 14, Columbia Academy.
14 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Sumrall. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for Columbia Academy. With the win, the Bobcats go 19-2. Thanks to our sponsors, Recommended Collision Repair, Casey Long Alpha Insurance, Rainforest Car Wash, ComSouth Business Communications, Java Mo's, Coffee Shops, Stacy Clark, State Farm Insurance Agent, Real South Hunting, and Dandy Dan's. We'll see you Tuesday night from Brooklyn. Game time 6:30. That'll do it tonight from Larry Knight Field. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you Tuesday. You've been watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball, powered by Dandy Dan's.